Episode 173, Raiding the Kingdom. It's a sweep. Our Week 6 review, our Week 7 preview, and icing on the cake is it's our first rivalry week.
It is.
Chiefs and Raiders, baby.
Yep, it's our annual bedtime. Anyone that's been listening since I jumped on here and we still send it, we always bet a T-shirt. So I have most of my Chiefs, a lot of Chiefs T-shirts that I own are all thanks to Brendan. So I appreciate that.
You're probably going to own another one after this week, but
yeah. Most I would be. I'll tell you what. If we lose to you, I'm going to get you a hoodie.
Coach!
I'm going to get you a hoodie.
But with your generosity, I'm going to have to match the bet then. So you will also get a hoodie if
okay, we'll do hoodie. Okay,
prevail.
let's do it.
Let's up the game.
Trying to be nice.
And then my bet will come. Well, I'm not going to be cheap and then say, if you win, you get a T-shirt. So maybe we'll bring it down.
No, that was me being generous. Because
I know, but I want to match your generosity. I mean, it happens once every 3 years, and that's our Super Bowl. So
okay, yeah, yep. No, okay, we're fine. We'll do a hoodie. But we also want to congratulate our boy Nick on the birth of his daughter. Just happened the other day, so that's why he's not with us today. So obviously, I have a new son, and he's got a new daughter. So
2 years just pumping out. RTK is having a very
RTK. The next generation will we've got him. We got him set. So.
Right.
But yes, so anybody who wants to send any newborn Chiefs clothes to Nick's daughter, hit us up and we'll make that happen. I'm expecting a Facebook message here from Nick if he's listening, but maybe he is, maybe he's not. So, anyways, let's get into week number 6. Week 6.
Week 6.
Week 6. Right? It was going to be a tough one, right? Chiefs, Lions. The Lions were high flying. They were 4-1. They were hitting on all cylinders. People know that I love. Sorry, I got my dog here. People know that my love for Dan Campbell, right? That hasn't changed, right? You can still love a coach, and I don't even hate the Lions, right? The Lions are not really a hateable team. Right?
And to be clear, this is not coach's second team because we don't do that here. But
he
appreciates Dan Campbell's mentality. Coach and him have the same mindset.
Yeah, we have the same mindset. And the Lions, it was a good game, but we won 30-17. I'll take it. The golf touchdown situation was, it doesn't feed into this whole that we get a lot of calls from the refs, and obviously that UTEP study came out, which I'm sure you were. I think it was UTEP who brought up that the Chiefs get more calls.
Proves that you get more calls. Yeah,
it proves you get more calls. But
right.
It was the same thing with the Patriots. It was the same thing with the Cowboys. It was the same thing with the Port. If we go back in time and look at teams that are perceived dynasties or the teams in the NFL at the moment, they're going to get more calls. It's
right. You got the refs picking Mahomes up. You had the refs picking Tom Brady up. You and I saw this through our childhood. That's just kind of how it goes.
People wish that this was their team, right? If this was the Raiders or this was the Broncos, this was the Colts or this was the Bill, whatever it may be, who were getting all the calls, they wouldn't be complaining about it, and they'd just be like, yeah, whatever. So it is what it is. It's whether it's fair or not. I don't the Chiefs had 13 penalties against them, against the Jaguars. We had 0 against the Lions. The Lions only had 4 penalties themselves for 38 yards. So it wasn't like the penalty differential was massive, right? Obviously they took away that touchdown, but rules, from what it looked like, the rule was what the rule was. So it's not anything that the refs just made up on the spot. But we'll get to the game. So 30-17, the Chiefs had a pretty dominating victory. Patrick Mahomes was massive. He went, let's just see it, 22 of 30, 257 yards. He passed for 3 touchdowns. He rushed for 1. It was a vintage Mahomes performance. Got the ball to a bunch of different people. Travis Kelce had a good game. These last couple games, I'm kind of seeing Kelce ever since, Taylor Swift talked about his dick. He's stepped it up. Sorry. This is PG-13 show. I try and keep it as clean as I can. But
you made it 5 minutes in. Yeah.
We made it 5 minutes in, so it's usually longer than we normally do. So, but his wood. So he had a good game. Pacheco actually led the team in rushing for the first time this season. So that was
he looked better than he has.
He looked better, but he also doesn't look the same as he did in the previous years. But like I talked about,
Kareem Hunt didn't look bad.
Kareem Hunt didn't look bad. But again, we talk about this. We talk about value and how teams are able to sustain success by finding value in different portions of the draft, or finding someone on a free agent who wasn't doing great for one team, like Drew Tranquil, right? He was solid in as a Charger, but since he's come to the Chiefs, he's been huge. So it's finding those pieces, and that's Harrison Butker, right? He wasn't even drafted by the Chiefs. He was on I think he was on the Washington practice squad. You get him. And then, that PAT he missed was, I was like stroking out. That's kind of like what that kick looked like. It was like, I've never seen a worse kick from him.
Well, I have him in fantasy too, so that one hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I think if he doesn't get it together, he might be gone, because you can't pay a kicker $5.5 million or whatever they're paying him. If
kickers' lives are short-lived in this league,
they are, and that's why you still got like a Nick Folk or a guy who's like 41 still kicking. You don't really see new kickers come in. We see the recycling, like your Jake Moody's, your Eddie Pinero, like it's crazy. But
Brendan McManus,
ultimately, I think. When it comes down to it, I'm still going to trust. That's the thing. He'll miss a PAT, but he'll nail a 60-yard field goal to win the game. So it's just, you got to just be a little bit more consistent. Defense looked good. Leo Chanel, man, I've been a Leo Chanel fan since he came in here. I was super stoked. We talked about this during the draft when the Chiefs got him out of Wisconsin, a 3rd round pick to put with Nick Bolton and put with Drew Tranquil. I think we have, definitely top 10 linebacking core in the NFL. And like I say every week, man, it's crazy. From when we started this, the Chiefs offense. It was just, that's all we were talking about every week. But now it's really the defense.
It's Spagnuolo and the crew, man. That's
Spagnuolo and the crew. Bolton, Chris Jones. He kind of made up for the miss against the Jaguars the other day. He owned up to it. It happens, right? That's obviously a very winnable game for us, but trials and tribulations, man. That's kind of what this, I think, team needed, right? Because it's like we kind of caught all the breaks last year, and now we're not necessarily catching all the same breaks, right? So it's a little bit like when it came to the Chargers game, and then when it came to the Jags game too. So I'll take it though. It was a good win. Really kind of slowed down that offense. Didn't really allow Gibbs to do anything. Jameson Williams had a nice touchdown, but the secondary played good, and we came out with a win. Obviously helped was an Arrowhead, but I was happy with the performance of everybody, and move on to the next week. And we got the Las Vegas Raiders. So it's
powerhouse,
powerhouse, yes. So, yes. But again,
also for anyone listening, if you drop your comments, we will post them as long as they're appropriate, because I see our viewership is just bouncing up and down right now. So if anyone's listening, drop a comment. Coach and I will respond to it as long as there's nothing off brand.
And I'll give a shout out to Chamari Connor, who had a great game. Right, he had 10 solo tackles, 14 tackles altogether. Kind of made up for trying to redeem himself from that Jaguars that pass interference. I think it's on Chamari Connor. They kind of set up that ridiculous play by Trevor Lawrence. So, but again, man, I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with how we're moving. We haven't been fully at our best. I think this was probably our best game of the season, just on all facets of the game. I said that before about the Ravens. I think we exceeded that. And those first 6 weeks were going to be tough, right? Because we were missing Rashee Rice. We missed Worthy for a couple games, and to be 3-3. I'm happy with it. And now we can just we don't have an easy road to the end of the season by any means, but we got Vegas this week, and I think the week after we have the Commanders. I think it's the Commanders we have next after that. But we can't look past the Raiders, and we just got to get to above 500. And we got Rashee Rice coming back, who's I think going to help take this offense to the next level. And I think people are like, oh shit, the Chiefs are back. So hopefully we can keep it up, keep that momentum rocking and rolling, and continue on to the next week and get a dub. And it starts Sunday with Vegas coming to town.
Well, so who did I tell you is my Super Bowl matchup now?
What would you say? You said Chiefs, Bucks.
Right. So I saw the fire you guys played with against the Lions. I did watch that game. And as much as I hate them, I've seen when you guys are performing at a high level and you're just getting right back into it now. A rough start to the season. It's not. I think the Ravens are already sunk.
Yeah,
You
Ravens,
guys are
we broke the will of the Ravens, I believe.
no, you guys are on the upwell trajectory now, and it's terrifying. So I apologize to my Raiders fans listening, but I'm not feeling good about our chances next week. So, but on the bright side, so we did have a W against the Titans. Honestly, it did not still make me feel great. Gino went 17 for 23, which is decent, but he still had a pick. So he has 10 on the season, and that's after 6 weeks. That's absurd. It's horrifying. His QBR for the week was still 37 and 37.7. The only real bright side was Brock Bowers wasn't playing. Michael Mayer stepped up, had a touchdown, 50 yards. Aston Genty, they finally gave him more than 20 carries. He went 23 carries for 75 yards. His average is still 3.3. Not great, but behind that O-line, I mean, these things happen. Devin White had a phenomenal game. Nice resurgence from Tampa Bay. I mean, he had a sack, a TFL, a pass defended, a QB hit. Like, he's all over the place. And then it's probably early for me to say, but I think he's been snubbed enough. I think Max Crosby has to be in the DPOY conversation. 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. He had 3 QB hits. I mean, the guy's just an absolute menace. And I mean, I love watching him. He's on this, unfortunately, like, not a great team, but we got it done. The Titans didn't score a touchdown to the 4th, so garbage time. It is what it is. I think people talking ill about Cam Ward are incorrect. I want him to be a Raider real bad, and Max Crosby said he loved his attitude and all that, even though he still did what do they call it, the graveyard? I don't remember what the celebration is, but he mocked him when he sacked him. But yeah, it was nice to get a win. We're 2-4. Still going into Kansas City, though. I just don't like our chances there. I think you guys kind of have us on all facets of the game there. Gino is it's just another Band-Aid quarterback. I've accepted it. He's better than the last couple, but honestly, since Derek Carr, and all those Derek Carr haters are now begging for him to come back. And obviously that's not going to happen, but
yeah, it makes you look at what Sam Darnold's doing, and it makes you wish he had Sam, and
and I'll admit it, I did not want Sam Darnold because I thought that the Vikings thing was a fluke, like a lot of people thought, and he's balling in Seattle right now. Him and JSN are just killing it.
Yeah, they're killing it, and it shows that, like, you need to give a young quarterback time and stability, right? Like, the Kevin O'Connell and what the Vikings had, stable organization. Seattle, John Schneider. I don't even know who their coach is. Who's Seattle's coach?
McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald. Yep, is the Ravens' old defense coordinator. When you have stability from the top to the bottom, it goes a long way, right? Like, I think Justin Fields is having a terrible season in the Jets, and I'm going to speak for Nick here in a second. And I guess his track, I mean, he's in the Steelers, which is a really solid. So maybe that argument, it's not for everybody, right? One argument just saying that a stable organization is the right thing for one guy doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing for every guy. But you're seeing it with, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, both guys who were on Carolina at one time, right? And they, gave up on them. And then they got Bryce Young, who's been better, but
Yeah,
then he made that trade.
Baker Mayfield is the leader right now in the MVP bets.
Right. And let's just say you kept Baker Mayfield and you didn't make that ridiculous trade for
Deshaun Watson.
Not for Deshaun Watson. If you're at Carolina,
for Bryce Young, yeah.
Right? For Bryce Young, look how much you might be where Tampa is right now. So everything's kind of by chance when it comes to these quarterbacks and moves in the league, and we can second guess ourselves and all that. But the Raiders just need to invest in the quarterback position. That your Band-Aid for a bullet hole ain't going to work. No. It's only going to hold for so long. So I think I think everyone that listens to this podcast, anyone who's on any Raiders fan page knows the same thing. Like, it's time to find your long-term solution. And it's not Geno Smith. Geno Smith has made a good career. He's made a lot of money, and he's done what he's done, but he's not your forever quarterback, unfortunately.
No. And I mean, there's so many areas that need to be fixed. Cornerback, offensive line, like, it's just, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And
same shit, different day.
Right. But 2-4, we still got to win. This is one of the few weeks where the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chiefs have all won. It doesn't happen very often. So
right. And I'll speak for Nick real quick. The Broncos, they won 13-11. Okay. Wasn't really happy with Bo Nix' performance.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, he got the job done, right? They won 13-11, which is embarrassing to the Jets in London. But a win's a win. So as long as the offense redeems themselves next week, I'll be happy with that. Not the best game, but a win's a win. So go Broncos.
Yeah, that was a perfect Nick impression. Spot on.
No, that was an absolutely horrendous game. These the international games, it's getting old. It's cool to wake up and have football and kegs and eggs and all that stuff, but Jesus, dude, the product is just not good. It's just not good. It's unfortunate that we had to watch that atrocity, because I had Bo Nix, I had Sutton, and I had J.K. Dobbins on various fantasy teams, and man, they sucked the big one for me. So, it happened. So Broncos just need to redeem themselves for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing is, they have the potential to have a very good offense, and you got Sean Payton, who's a top tier offensive coach, but that was just an absolutely terrible performance that you hope that you don't see again, because you pull that against a team that's not the 0-6 Jets, you're not winning that game. Bottom line, even though the Broncos have an incredible defense, someone's going to be able to score more than 13 points, I think. So
right.
We'll see, but yeah, not the best performance for sure.
No, not at all. But, they continue to climb the ladder. AFC West is a battleground. AFC North is a battleground. NFC North is a battleground. We're having a lot of good games. And as we've talked about, because we're
it's really not a battleground. Well, yeah, AFC South is a battleground too, the Jaguars and Colts. So there's really nothing that's not a battleground. Maybe the NFC South. Even the Falcons are. So, yeah, I can't.
Right. Even the AFC West is heating up. You got the Bills dropping 2 games. The Patriots are climbing up.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty good.
It is. It's getting really good.
So that will segue us into our Week 7 picks, which Coach is currently leading the Pick'em contest. 61. I have 59. I believe Nick has 52 or something.
Right. But before we get into picks, I want to mention something. So,
what do you want to mention, Coach?
You see this sick new hat I got? This Richardson Raiding the Kingdom hat. It's sick. Comes in different colors, right? It's a dope hat. We can make a color scheme change if you really want to. But like I said before,
the color scheme can fit any team you like.
Color team can fit. I just thought the red and black wasn't going to necessarily look as good. This is Raiders colors, but it's
Raiding the Kingdom colors. It works.
It's Raiding the Kingdom colors. If you want this hat, you can get this hat by simply signing up on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code RTK. You get $100. You spend $100, you get $100. They match you, okay? And you're going to get a sick hat. So it's a win-win. All you got to do is then send that message send it to Brennan. Send him your username. It shows proof that you signed up using our code.
You can see my tag at the bottom @Raid the Kingdom. That's on Twitter.
Send that to him. You'll get a hat. You'll get $100 to play with. It's a win-win. And yeah, just have some fun this weekend with whether it's the NFL, whether it's college football, whatever it is. Add to your fantasy team, make a new one. If your fantasy team's terrible right now, maybe got a chance of winning. So that and some money. So yeah, go for it. And then obviously, if you're going to any game, if you want to go to Kansas City, you want to jump on a little plane, you want to drive, you want to walk, you want to run, take your motorcycle, take a boat. I don't know how that's going to happen, but
I was going to say a boat.
Yeah, you can't take a boat. You can take a boat. You can't take a boat. You can't take a boat. What you can do is you can get on a boat that's on the back of a truck, and then you kind of be like taking a boat to the stadium. For Chiefs Raiders, right? $20 SeatGeek, promo code RTK. Get yourself a beer, save yourself $20 to win. The SeatGeek thing, I know it sucks. $20, it really isn't anything, but it is a free beer. Do that, save yourself some money, and go from there. But picks now. What do we got?
Picks. All right. So we are going to dive into our Week 7 picks, where Coach, as I said, is taking the lead. Coach, let's just start the fans off with what they want to hear. We have Raiders Chiefs. Pat Mahomes over Geno. Ashton Genty over everybody you have in the running back position.
Yep.
Your offensive line, better. Defense, better. I think maybe special teams, I might have you. I'm just going to lead it off, bud. I hate to say it, but I think the Raider fans, I'm sorry, I think the Chiefs are going to win. Rashee Rice is coming back. If he is in any kind of form like he is.
But I feel like for the purpose of, you might as well just give me okay, so you're in your heart, you're picking the Raiders, but for the purpose of our long,
for the purpose of our bets, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. Unfortunately, I apologize. In my heart, my boys, I'm going to be decked out. I want them to win. I think I'm working actually, but it's a 1:00 game. I'll be able to watch it. I have to go Chiefs.
What do we want to do a score prediction?
27-14.
I was thinking 30 to 30.
30.
No, I'm gonna go 31. I'm gonna go 31-17. 31-17.
31-17. I mean, based on what the Colts did to us, I wouldn't be surprised. And still letting the Titans creep up with 10. I mean, I'm just not optimistic. Geno cannot stop turning the ball over. He hasn't had a clean game since he started. Ashton Genty is. I want people to stop talking trash about him because this kid's running behind a terrible offensive line. He's doing everything he can. And I mean, he still has 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. Josh Jacobs didn't have a single passing touchdown his entire time in Vegas. Put that into perspective. So this kid has all the tools. Ryan Clark, I hope you're listening, to be successful. So, but that's unfortunately we're going to leave it off as Coach and I are both taking the Chiefs. So it is what it is. Next, Coach, Thursday Night Football, Steelers and Bengals. We're going to rapid fire if we think it's if it's not questionable. If it is questionable, we'll have a little debate.
Steelers.
I'm going Steelers as well. I mean, 4-1 Bengals. They're just not getting it right. Flacco's not going to be the savior. Done.
The throwback ball, 41-year-old versus a 40-year-old, which is crazy just to show like the lack of good quarterbacks in the league.
Right. And I've already seen the memes. They're pretty funny. But Coach, Rams and Jags.
I'm going to go the Rams.
I'm going Rams as well. I believe in that receiving core. I believe Matt Stafford. I won't use him in fantasy, but I believe in it. This one I'm curious for your take on. Panthers and Jets.
I took the Jets last week and I was almost right. I don't see the Jets going 0-7. I think they get it done. I think it's in New York. Right? I think it's in New York. Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets in a close one. I just think they finally get a win. I think Justin Fields is just due for something. And I think Breece Hall could have a big game, but yeah, I'm going to take the Jets.
I'm going Panthers.
Okay.
Bryce Young is finally riding a wave. There was no
they have a great
Andy
coach.
Dalton to interfere with. They have a great coach, terrible owner. But he's been out of the limelight this season so far, which is good. But I think they're 3-3. The Jets are 0-6. I think they're going to ride the wave and pull it out. So Ted McMillan's a stud, by the way.
Yep. 100%.
New England and Tennessee. I'm going Patriots. They're on a hot streak.
Yep. 100%. They're rocking and rolling. Drake May's looking like the next, you know what?
Yes. Saints and Bears.
I'm going to go Bears. Bears had a great win on Monday night against the Commanders. Caleb Williams. They got Roma Dunze as a stud, man. He's an absolute stud. DeAndre Swift. The Bears look good. Take the Bears.
Yep. And I think Ben Johnson is proving every week he's the guy.
Yeah, 100%. It took, that shit doesn't happen overnight. So we took the first couple weeks with a grain of salt. And now they're rocking and rolling.
Right. 100%. So I'm with you on that. This one's kind of tough. Dolphins and Browns.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of disarray in Miami. I think Tua had to come back and cover himself because people told him to. I 100% believe he was being truthful when he told them that people weren't showing up to meetings because who makes that stuff up. But I'm gonna take the Browns. The Browns got a good defense. The offensive weapons in Miami are lacking because you can focus on Jalen Waddle, you can focus on Devin Achane. Now that Tyreek Hill's gone, so I'm gonna take the Browns.
So I'm trying to make up some ground against you, so I'm going to take the Dolphins. Hope they get a comeback win.
Yeah.
The Browns' offense is just not really.
No, it's pretty bad. Now. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe Shadur Sanders and Nick can
hang out
and just watch that in all of his glory.
Yeah, it could be nice. But I'll take the Dolphins, just kind of take a flyer. The battle of the 1 and 5s.
Yep.
Next coach, kind of a tough one. Eagles and Vikings, 4-3 versus 3-2.
Eagles and Vikings. The Vikings,
Eagles have been disappointing as of late.
They have. I'm going to take the Eagles to bounce back, but if I'm Minnesota, I call up Atlanta and I try and get Kirk Cousins back to try and save this season, because I don't think necessarily J.J. McCarthy is the wrong guy for the job. I just don't think he's ready. He's hurt. Carson Wentz isn't going to lead that ship to a championship, and you got Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison, you got guys, T.J. Hawkinson. With every year that passes, a guy is that much farther from his prime or closer to his prime, right? Whatever it may be. But you don't want to waste years with a good team like that, a good coach. That's besides the fact. But the Eagles, I think, are going to get their shit back together, even though their offense has been absolutely terrible, which Drew Brees said. And since he said that, he's been proven 100% right. So I still think the Eagles somehow get it done. I think it's going to be a close game, but at the end of the day, I think Philly takes it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to blow anybody out. And this isn't going to be a Super Bowl repeat year. I think if they get into it, they'll squeak by, but they will not win. I think there's just too much going on there. The receivers are pissed off. Saquon can't get going. When you have one of the best O-lines in the league and you still can't get it going, there's a lot of question marks.
I don't want to say Saquon blew his load last year, but everyone's like, oh, we got to pick Saquon 1 or 2. It's like Saquon, he had an incredible year, set all these records. Like, it's hard to come back and repeat that or even come close, and you're seeing it.
Yeah, I agree. Giants in Denver. Giants are riding the high wave right now, but I think that Sean Payton is just kind of the better coach. I think that the Bo Nix is proven, and the defense
is going to get the Jackson.
Yeah, Nick Bonito is having a year. I'm going Broncos.
When I was making out my list and I sent it to you, I had the Giants first, and I was like, you know what, I need to.
Don't ride the wave. Don't ride the wave, dude. Yeah.
It was fun to see the Giants win that game, and Cam Scatterbo, how he lasted the fourth round is crazy. That's the type of dude you want on your team. Jackson Dart looks like a great leader.
I knew you would love Scatterbo with his
right.
He's a Dan Campbell guy.
He's a Dan Campbell guy, and I'll say this: if anyone's seen The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, and you see that Stone Cold Steve Austin gif, that's Cam Scatterbo. That's
right, 100%. Yeah,
that's just him.
Pretty.
That's about as perfect as a gif, meme, whatever it may be, as there can be for a football guy. But yeah, but the Giants found their quarterback. They're in the right direction. You lost Neighbors. If Neighbors is playing, maybe it's a different story. But yeah, I'll take the Broncos.
But who knows? They started looking better once he was hurt. I can't explain it. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's weird.
Sometimes when you're not targeting the same guy over and over again, you get to spread it out. Like, who would ever thought Wan'Dale Robinson would be, hauling in?
Yeah, I need Slayton to do something. Yeah.
Coach, Colts and Chargers. I got to check back on mine, see which one I picked. That's a close one.
I picked the Chargers. The Colts have been nearly unstoppable with Jonathan Taylor having, low-key MVP-like season himself, along with Daniel Jones, which is crazy to say. Put that under things you would never expect to say in something that wasn't like Madden when you could change his rating. But I'm going to take the Chargers. I think they get it done. They're a good, talented team, and I think that the Colts are still going to be good the rest of the season. I think they're due for a let up.
I'm going to take the Colts.
Okay.
Just trying to make up a little bit ground here, and I don't think it's like a risky pick.
No.
O-line is great. Jonathan Taylor is balling out. I am waiting for the Danny Dimes slide to happen, but for right now, I'm just gonna let it roll and hope that the Colts pull it out for me. Also, you and I can both appreciate a Chargers loss. I mean, that's not
100%. But I have to be smart about it.
Coach, Washington and Dallas.
I'm gonna take the Commanders. I think they, it was a tough loss last week. Dallas can't stop, a runny nose on defense. So I'm gonna take the Commanders.
Right. And I think Dak is playing really well, but the Commanders' defense is also better. And then I love Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
They may have what's his name back? Who's the receiver? Not Debo. McLaurin might be back this week. So
Terry McLaurin, yep.
Just add the weapons back. So I'm with you. I'm going to go Commanders. Green Bay and Arizona. Looks like Jacoby Brissett is going to start. I am going to take Green Bay. I don't think it'll be a blowout win because Green Bay is just kind of squeaking by right now. They're not dominating anyone. They're just winning. So I'm still going to go Green Bay. Improve that 3-1-1 to 4-1-1.
Green Bay as well.
Green Bay as well.
Yep.
And once again, or no, we're not on Monday night yet. So Sunday night, we have the Falcons and 49ers. I'm going Falcons. They very much impressed me the other weekend. They lost Fred Warner. That's a freaking huge loss.
Massive loss.
Yep, I'm going to go Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Dirty Birds, Falcons as well.
Dirty Birds. Well, the Dirty Birds paid off for you last week. That's got you a little up
yeah.
Because you're the only one that picked them, so there you go.
Yep.
So we have a double header for Monday Night Football, Bucks and Lions. Coach.
Y'all know my love for Baker. I'm going to take the Lions because I don't see them losing two straight. I mean, Branch being gone is not going to help, but I think Dan motivates them enough to get them back to where they need to be, and they get a win.
So without me tracking on the Bucks injuries, because I know Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, a bunch of defensive pieces, a lot of guys are hurt. I'm still going to go Bucks. Yeah, he might be back. So I'm going to go Bucks. Just going to see if Baker can pull it out. This will be like, if he wins this one, then the MVP talks just continue to ramp up. So I'm going to give him a little faith. Hope Monday night he pulls it off. I think it's in Detroit, which could be rough, but
yeah.
And then, Coach, you have the last game of the weekend, and that is Texans and Seahawks. I don't think this one's too hard.
I'm going to go Seahawks, man.
I'm going Seahawks as well.
I'm going to go the Cox, man, and Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to ride the Hawk wave, man. Jackson Smith-Njigba has just been a beast. Yeah, man. Ohio State can produce some freaking wide receivers, dude. Holy crap. Yeah. Awesome.
Cornerbacks, maybe not so much, but they're wide receivers.
The wide receivers they can produce for sure. So yeah, CJ Stroud will lose to his former teammate. Yeah, take Seahawks too.
Yeah, I'm going Seahawks. I like what Darnold's doing there. I definitely cannot claim that I saw it coming, but it is what it is. So those are our picks for the week. Nick is not here. I do have his picks, so we'll see how he does. He's got to make up some ground as well. But once again, Coach is the leader. Coach, anything else before we sign off tonight?
Yeah, we got the Charlie Kirk Award of Excellence going to my boy, Cam Scatterbo, the scat back. 3 touchdowns, 98 yards. It's kind of sucked he couldn't get over the century mark, but kind of did that. The Giant Stadium was freaking rocking and rolling. I watched the post game with him and Jackson Dart. They have a good foundation, man. Being that we're both from the Northeast, out of the teams in that area, always like the Giants. As far as like, if I had to support a team in that area, it would be the G-men.
Not the Patriots.
Definitely not the Patriots, right? So when the Giants beat them in the that undefeated year, that was super cool. When you're from somewhere, if there's one team, I'm gonna pick the Giants. So love what Cam's doing, love what Jackson Dart's doing. Jackson Dart's mom's hot. So Cam Scatterbo, no Lisa Wilson, but it is what it is.
Congrats on the award, buddy. I think Chris Sims described him and Jackson Dart's playing style as kamikaze, and I think that's perfect. I do see a lot of people saying, well, Cam Scatterbo was not going to make it to year 3. Maybe don't wish that on somebody else or predict it, if anything, but they're lighting up the Giants fan base. I was supposed to go to the Packers-Giants games with a bunch of friends, and it's my youngest son's birthday that weekend, so I'm not going, but they still have the tickets. The prices are skyrocketing, so thank God I got them when I did. So they'll have a good time.
Well, that means if you sell them, that you can. And I'll leave you with this. People are saying Cam Scatterbo. Now, do you remember Peyton Hillis?
Yes.
Do you think there's a comparison there? Do you think it's going to be like a one-year wonder, or do you think he's going to have some a little bit more staying power than him?
I think the wear and tear he's going to do on his body right now is he's not going to have a long career. So I said don't wish that on anyone. I don't. I want him to be here 10 years, running back, do great. But, I mean, we saw it like Zeke Elliott. Like, he was a wash by year 6. So
yeah, that's why we got our use out of Pacheco. Anyone that's upset that you spent a 7th round pick on a guy and you got 2 Super Bowls out of him, you don't got to pay
that's
him.
the best. That's the best investment of all time.
It's the final ride, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, don't that's why it's annoying, right? Like I feel like and we can do a real quick on the potential for the Chiefs to make a move. I know the Raiders might be trading for picks or whatever. I think the Chiefs do need to go to get another running back.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, I'd love them to go.
I would hate that. Yeah.
If you guys go get Brees Hall for like a 3rd round pick, I think that really solidifies our chances at advancing. I think we could probably still do that without him. Doesn't look like Kamara wants to leave. So I think these next couple of weeks, we're going to see a lot of trades. And we'll, if anything crazy happens with the Chiefs or the Raiders or even the Broncos, we'll try and do an emergency episode.
Yeah.
But
as I said, there's rumors that the Raiders might part with Jacoby Myers, which I was telling you before the show started. The guy had 0 drops last year. He asked for a trade in the offseason. They said no. He's sticking with the team, and he's still doing really well. Like, it's just not somebody that you should – our receiving core sucks, so you should not part with him right now, and that's just something that we all got to keep an eye on. But
yeah, no, then you're telling the fan base you're really throwing in the towel if you trade him.
Right, especially right before probably I would say the biggest offseason – or not offseason, the biggest regular season game that we have right now is against you guys. So, I don't really care about the Chargers. I think that the Chiefs are always going to be the top of the West, unfortunately. So if we can knock you off. I mean, Raiders fans will be chanting Super Bowls if we beat the Chiefs Sunday, which I unfortunately don't think is going to happen. And we will call it our Super Bowl if we win.
Oh, 100%. You will wear. I think you'll wear that hoodie for the rest of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean the Christmas game is still so fresh in my mind from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say before we sign off, like the salute to service stuff is dope, right? But they want $115 for a freaking hoodie, dude. $115, and I don't even think like if it was like half the proceeds go to veterans charities, I'm all about that, but it doesn't. It goes
to NFL Shop. Yeah,
it goes to NFL Shop. It's they pay a portion.
That's groceries for a week and a half. No way,
dude. That's crazy. $115. It's
ain't happening. Yeah,
even if you have some code, it's crazy because Fanatics always has that shit. But ridiculous. Do better, NFL. Do better.
Yeah, do better. At least put a little bit to the vets.
Or just don't make it 100. Like, what kind of veterans? Like, oh man, I got no. That's
jerseys used to be $99, and look at them now.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, Coach is probably getting a hoodie after this week, so you pick out a good one, bud. Hey, if it's salute to service, I will get it for you because you're my guy.
No, dude, I'm not doing that. No money bags. We're good. We're good. Well, I'll find a good hoodie that's reasonably priced.
All right, we'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But everyone have a good week. Go Chiefs. Fuck the Raiders.
Go Raiders. Chiefs stink.
Raiders.
We play between the whistles. Yeah, we know you do.
Yes. So
no flags.
Joel, you haven't been talking shit to me, man. What happened?
We got we've had a few off-color comments that I'm not posting, but besides that, you guys have been pretty quiet tonight.
Love you guys do. It happens. I guess we'll go on before a game Thursday. That's usually our best bet. But worked out today. We had to get this in because both our schedules lined out, and I had to talk Chiefs Raiders. But go Chiefs, and y'all have a good week.
It's a rivalry week, baby.
Yeah, baby.
It's on.